Well, hello again everyone and welcome to the VOK Tower. Clint Boone and Mr. Tin on the scene for our 9th day of exciting bloopers. And partner, last week we was in the exam room with Christopher Flowers and he looked over the Staples Center slide and in the end there was an error, so the engineers here at the VOK Tower decided to put the slide in the archives, just like with a St. John emblem from back in our very first season. So now partner, here comes some more exciting bloopers with Oklahoma's News Channel 8. Mr. Tin, now we're gonna start to come back on Oklahoma's News Channel 8, just like with Charles Ely and Carol Lambert. Mr. Tin, remember that, from our feature film Oklahoma's News Channel 8, the story of Clint Boone. Mr. Tin, over at KCHS, next time, the 3:30, or I will have to talk it over with Mark Bradshaw over at Channel 8. And now partner, we're gonna use either 50-50 or ask the audience. Mr. Tin, the 3:30, not that, or I will call on Miles Neff.
And now Mr. Boone, you put coverage you can count on. You just did it like Mike Collier over at Channel 8.
Mr. Tin, don't tell me I did it, but next time, let's try the 3:30 instead of coverage you can count on.
Maniac.
And do not call me a maniac. I'm telling you that right now. If you dare call me a maniac, Mr. Tin, I will send you to Miles Neff.
What if Mike Collier is a maniac?
Mr. Tin, Mike Collier is not a maniac. Stop saying maniac every time you do something completely wrong. So now, Mr. Tin, let's see the next one. And now, Mr. Tin, you put Pinwheel on this slide, you little mermaid. The 3:30, Mr. Pinwheel, or I will call on Miles Neff.
And now, for the million-dollar question. Is Mr. Pinwheel a maniac?
Mr. Tin, Mr. Pinwheel is not a maniac. So no. Mr. Tin, stop saying maniac, or I will send you to Channel 8.
Jimmy Kimmel Live on ABC, brought to you by Corona Extra.
And now, Mr. Pinwheel is that guy who runs his own show. Your final answer.
Hi everyone, I'm Emily, and I will be your host today.
Mr. Tin, final answer. And now, Mr. Pinwheel, you goofy maniac, I will have to send you to Oklahoma's News Channel 8. Coverage you can count on. And now, Mr. Pinwheel, you put Disney on ice on there. Mr. Tim, I will show you Disney on ice if it isn't a maniac. Mr. Tim, the 3:30, not Disney on ice.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, your second half of Gold Entertainment's Disney on Ice will begin in 3 minutes. Thank you.
Expo Square Pavilion, my foot, you goofy maniac. Mr. Tim, you do not mention Disney on ice when it is not your final answer. So, Mr. Tin, Disney on ice, not your final answer. No.
Disney on Ice.
No, not your final answer, Mr. Tin, no. And now, Mr. Tin, we're gonna add Miles Neff. Mr. Tin, the 3:30, and I say to you, get rid of Disney on ice or I will call on him.
Miles Neff, you are a maniac. No, Mr. Tin. I am not a maniac.
Mr. Tin,
Everyone here at the VOK Tower is a maniac.
Mr. Tin, everyone here at the VOK Tower is not a maniac. So stop before I call on Miles Neff.
Well, this building is a maniac anyway.
Mr. Tin, this building is not a maniac, so stop.
Mr. Pinwheel is a maniac.
And now, Mr. Pinwheel is not a maniac. Mr. Tin, you better let this go, or I will call on Miles Neff.
Attention all VOK Tower personnel, Dan Frelkeld, please return to Office 5201. Thank you.
Mr. Tin, Miles Neff is counting on us, so let's get back to the control room before I call on him. Roy, you have a command post over at the 6th floor. Jay Rickards is counting on you.
Mr. Tin, this is the Star inside and one Mr. Tin, that's all I said.
And now, Mr. Tin, the 3:30 is on Oklahoma's News Channel 8. Coverage you can count on. Do not what coverage you can count on the 3:30 slide. If you do so, I will send you back to Miles Neff.
I wonder what our friend Miles Neff is up to. It's Charles Healy. This is the castle's main entrance, right here. And what was that? A113, Feld Entertainment, I need you guys right here, immediately.
You can't stop me now, Emily.
The second half of Feld Entertainment's.
Oh, no, Emily, no. Get off the ice, or I will come get you off the ice. Please, don't do this to me. You know that this is the very beginning of the show, so no. Do not. No, please, stop. Emily.
The second half.
Emily. You cannot. No.
Look, Charles Healy, I'm the only one running the show here, so do not tell me what to do.
You, Emily, are a goofy maniac.
Charles Healy, if you dare call me a goofy maniac, I will send you back to Tulsa's Channel 8, where you belong.
And now, Mr. Pinwheel, we are at Norton Toyota in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Mr. Tin, the 3:30 is not set at Norton Toyota, it is set at Tulsa's Channel 8. Mr. Tin, the 3:30, let's head back to the control room. And Mr. Pinwheel, I tell you right now, if you put Mr. Pinwheel on the 3:30 slide, I will report it to Miles Neff.
And Miles Neff is not your final answer.
Exactly. Do not make Miles Neff your final answer. And now, Mr. Tin, my friend, you have used 50-50 on Mazio's Pizza. Mr. Pinwheel, the 3:30.
Miles Neff would be tripping out if he sees the slide.
Do not talk about Miles Neff. I'm telling you that right now. Mr. Tin, if you dare talk about Miles Neff, I will send you to the Expo Square Pavilion to see Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. And now, Mr. Tin, we have got a flat tire.
What should we do now?
We're not going to the toys, just checking out Wal-Mart in Claremore.
Where are we going?
We're going to the grocery department.
But what about the money center?
We're not going there either. On rollback. Why are Disney on Ice tickets to see Dare to Dream with host Emily Pesca on rollback? And now, Mr. Tin, Wal-Mart gift card. Why use a Wal-Mart gift card, Mr. Tin, to get what you didn't want for Christmas when Christmas is just around the corner? And that same advertisement on the Wal-Mart Smart Network came on almost 10 years ago. Mr. Tin, Wal-Mart gift card is not your final answer.
Charles Healy, coming to you live from Wal-Mart Supercenter in Claremore, as we've got a big wreck right in the middle of the grocery section.
Charles Healy on Oklahoma's News Channel 8. This is so wrong. How could he be on Oklahoma's News Channel 8 when he's retired?
And now, we're at Embassy Suites in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Mr. Tin.
The three wise men are coming after us.
Mr. Tin, do not say that, or I will take you back to the VOK Tower. Uh-oh, Mr. Tin, the three wise men are really coming after us.
Jimmy Kimmel Live on ABC, brought to you by Corona.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the second half of Feld Entertainment's Disney on Ice will begin in 3 minutes. Thank you.
Well, what a day this truly was. Clint Boone and Mr. Tin, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, here at the VOK Tower. So let's say we go out on the town, shall we?